A few days back, Irime, an ancient, wise, and noble elf lady of the court of King Thranduil, tasked Elaris to gather a group of mortals to accompany her on her last journey west. Irime regrets not to have spent more time in the company of mortals, as she feels the age of elves is waning. Meanwhile, Holden, known for being a traveled messenger, was summoned at the chamber of Mazarbul in Erebor by Munin, the keeper of records, who asked if Holden could find more information about a legendary artifact, the Orb of Aule, presumably used to fire up the mythical forge of the ruined city of Nogrod in the Blue Mountains. Somehow fate has brought those two adventurers together. Our two heroes have just met, finding themselves on the unfortunate path of Balgor the Merchant, as he was being waylaid by a group of brigands posing as his caravan guards. Just as those evil men were trying to extort from Baldur the key to a mysterious iron chest, the keen eyes of the elf warden and the bold awesomeness of the dwarf messenger made quick work of the ruffians, who fled right after seeing their chief fall face down to the mossy ground of the forest. One brigand got pinned in place by a precise arrow to the calf, but the other two managed to escape in terror. Now, let's see how goes the first meeting of our two new heroes. The merchant is still tied to the tree. There are 4 ponies hanging around, grazing, loaded. Some of the boxes and packs have been ripped open and spread to the ground. The dead ruffian chief has fallen. He's dead, face first. He was holding this iron chest, which lies nearby. And this part of the forest is rather average. I mean, not Mirkwoody, we're near the eaves of the east border, of the woodland realm. Things here are not so bad and corrupted and tainted. So trees are leafy, the ground is mossy green, the water running through the streams is pure. Not far the forest river runs, you can hear it echoing. And you're on this path that runs along the river, leading to the deeper parts of the forest. A day from here, 3 rafts are waiting with elf scouts. And a couple of hours west, Narni and the human boy Belgo are waiting for Holden to come back. The stage is yours.
So when we left, Holden was kind of stomping his way over to the brigand that's pinned with the arrow. And I think his last words were, "Aye, lad, if you want to make it to the next Hogmanay, you better speak up."
Mercy! Have mercy, please! I'm just a normal guy. I'm a legit caravan guard. I mean, originally. I was just haggled into brigandry by this guy, this Tufik. this half-Easterling ruffian chief who, well, he just arrived and well, we got hired dwarf. I'm a good man.
Till you
Just
took up
you.
brigandry, aye, probably.
I
Reckon
did, I'm
I'll
sorry.
take your word for it.
I'm just looking for money desperately, for quick money to sustain my young family and my newborn triplets.
Oh,
Please have mercy.
3 barons. We better send you on your way then. But look, you're gonna turn over a new leaf and live an honest life. Otherwise, you see this, won't be the last time you see this.
He sits on his bottom, just holding his leg. Yes, sir. Yes. I'll do my best, I promise. I'll protect the weak and the innocent. He doesn't laugh. Can count on me. He's very serious.
Well, see to it then. Otherwise, Holden, I'll come knocking on your door, lad. And you're not gonna like what you'll find if you go astray. We clear?
Clear, sir. Understood. I'm sorry.
I'll break the arrow so that I can pull it through his leg and then just get him bandaged up and shove him off. Get your 2 friends to do the same.
All right. Will do.
If you want to find some work, go find my sister Robin up in Erebor. She'll put you to work.
Oh,
But it's
I
honest
appreciate
work.
that, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the tip. You're a good soul. You're a good man. Thank you. And limping, he goes back westward towards Lake Town.
Elaris, after releasing the trader, does laugh and well done, brave dwarf. And he calls after the brigand. Enter not the eaves of this forest again, or the arrow will be more true.
He looks at you from a distance and realizes that you're the one who pinned him with this precise arrow, and was terrified as well as like in awe, sort of. He nods and quietly turns on his back and goes. I'm Baldor. Thank you. Thank you, my
Yes,
good
Baldor.
soul. Good fellas. You're good
Yes,
people.
Baldor.
You see this
Yes.
this little man, roundy, plump, red cheeks, a bit bald. Looks decently, looks decent. Has a big belt, and looks like of jovial nature, and looks around, throws away the rest of the rope. What can I do to repay you?
We came at the same time, at the right time for you, Baldor, and I think I know you. You trade sometimes with my folk.
That's right.
You can always. The fact that you come and trade with us is of value to us. So to protect you is part of our mission here in the forest. Set about collecting your bags, make sure everything is in place. I have words now with our good dwarf.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Feel honored. Really. King Thranduil should be proud of his subject.
And I turn
Thank
to
you, dwarf. And he tends to his boxes and his gear.
Holden holds up a really thick, stubby sausage finger, and then he turns down the path, and then he sticks a pair of fingers in his mouth and whistles really loud.
Calling the ponies?
Hmm.
Okay. Very good.
And then turns to face the elf.
Well met again, brave dwarf. You cut a strong figure there in front of those brigands. Their fear was obvious. And I, from the back, only served to finish the picture. A brave picture it was. Well met indeed.
Well met. You can call me Holden. And you are?
I am Elaris of these green woods of Thranduil's realm. Good to know you, Holden. From Erebor, are you?
Aye. Pretty decent archery.
Ah, yes. Archery is something that I have trained long and hard in, as I'm sure you have spent time with that axe of yours. No, we did well to come together at this point. It seems that chance may have brought us together.
Aye, perhaps. Did you
Once
hear what
we
the
have-
lad said? Did you hear what the lad said? And then he tilts his head towards the fallen adversary that we had. Easterling.
Strange times. Dark men are not uncommon. Even orcs, goblins can be found at times. And there are many other things within this forest and across these lands. But why he is here and collecting some of the locals for brigandry, maybe for the purpose of money, maybe other dark purpose, I don't know. But you were right to let that young man go. He seemed innocent. Perhaps this one could have told us more.
Aye. But well, my sister will set the three on the right path. Hopefully.
Yes, that was kind of you. Kind of you to give him a second chance in this life. This is not always the way. You show nobility in that. Well done. Well, as I say,
yeah, go.
Well, as I was saying, once the trader has collected his things, and well, there's this small chest. Perhaps you could prise it open, dwarf. You're good with these locks, I'm sure. But once that is done, it strikes me that I might have a question for you. But let us take our time now, maybe, and just walk along the road a little together. You have companions coming, I see.
All right. Yes. Let's give him time to catch up.
Yeah, Baldur. When you mentioned the chest, he's actually holding it in his under his arm, and with a big smile. Oh yeah, they would have a hard time. They would have had a hard time trying to open this one. There's no key to it. It's of dwarven make.
It was with you, was it, Baldur? It was your chest?
Yes. Well, it's part of the delivery I'm to make in territories of the woodmen. See, I'm embarked after I've planned to embark on a journey after I deliver my wines and spices to the king of the elves. I am headed, well, I was supposed to be heading west, past the Burnings lands and down south to Woodland Hall in Rosgobel. But, well, that chest was supposed to be sold there, but I don't see I'm going to make it to Mirkwood now without my guard. Wouldn't you happen to be heading that way?
I reckon you could come with us. I headed all the way to the Blue Mountains.
Oh, you yourself? You're headed?
Aye,
That,
indeed.
that far I won't go, but I can. I'd be honored to join such an honorable person as you. You let them go. It was very thoughtful of you. I knew those trees had nothing to do with it. But straight in, when I saw this guy, this tall, dark-skinned stranger, called himself Tufik, I knew something wrong. Anyway, I still pity him to go so low. And he goes, "Oh, dwarf, let me offer you this. Holden, may I call you, sir?
Of course.
This has to be a gift to you. I figure out something for you, Elaris. I'm sorry, it's all over the place, it's just a mess. But, have this, please, Holden." And he hands you this iron chest, which is like of very, very good make, nicely wrought, just solid iron box, this size, like a foot long, half a foot wide and high, flat on the top, and there's no keyhole to it.
Mm. Interesting.
And he smiles at you. You should know how it works, no?
I could. A lot of dwarf make of this kind is quite tricky. I'll have to give it some thought before I open it up.
I'll give you a chance to figure it out yourself. Take your time. I guess we're gonna spend a few nights together. If you really get stuck trying to riddle it out, I may give you a hint, just for, I don't know, think about something else than danger and time and darkness.
Well, I thank you, and this will keep my brain occupied.
As at this point, you hear and the two ponies arriving.
Mm-hmm.
Ridden by two boys, nearly the same age. Narni, young dwarf, as well, like looking very proud, with a helm on his head, chest out, spear in one hand, Did you provide him with a shield as well?
Yes, of course.
Okay, a shield proper or a buckler?
A proper shield.
Okay, a bit oversized, like a kid that borrowed the gear of his dad to play knight and brigands or something like that. And
He'll grow into it.
his legs were wafting, at his side when he arrives on the knee, bumping armor, like, and he's followed by Belgo, who is this young human, brown hair, as well, properly clothed. Nice little boots. You can see that his father is doing well and is taking care of him. They have really a similar standing, and but he looks a lot more. He looks very relieved. He jumps off the pony, runs to his father. They connect. The boy, and father. Reconnect. Everything is okay. Those good people to take care of me. They're gonna take us now. They're our guards. Yeah, we have new caravan guards. The caravan can go on, son. Don't worry. You'll see the woodman lands. Yeah. And he goes to gather more of the different bags and boxes that were scattered around. And they get back to making ready. And Narni goes, Holden, do you see? How am I looking? I'm ready for the Blue Mountains.
My lad,
you did
good. You did good.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Indeed,
before long, you'll be looking down from those mountains towards the sea.
When are we going? When are we arriving? Are we there yet?
Not for a while yet, lad. When we get there, you'll know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you for taking me. I mean, my parents, really. I was to be a miner, but I didn't want to. So I escaped home, and my father was mad at me. My mother, she's a master, She's a great cook, and salt, but I didn't want to be a healer myself neither. I didn't know what to do with myself. So I became the little messenger, And now I'm at your service, my good sir.
Elaris surveys the scene with a curious look in his eye. And
yeah, children, 10 years old beings.
Really, that
utterly
young?
Innocent.
He's that young.
Narni?
He was, yeah.
Oh yeah, but maybe if he's 15, it doesn't really make a big difference for a dwarf. They age slow.
That's true.
Yeah, he looks quite young, and the other is 10 years old too. Yeah, maybe 12. Very, very precious stuff.
Like a thick hobbit it's like a thick hobbit with a massive beard.
Yeah, of course he has a big beard. Which is quite long, let's say. Let's imagine that it's not like tufty, but like, something like long, straight beard. I don't know what to imagine. You'll have to. And Yeah, both. I think one being a junior messenger, the other one being the son of a merchant. Both have seen elves before. I think they don't know really what to say to you. They don't know really how to. They kind of go at their business. They don't turn their back to you or anything, you know, but they're kind of like impressed. And yeah, as if they were like facing a fabled ant or something. They, you know, they don't know. they are to speak to you in the common tongue in Westron, or in well, they don't know nothing about Sindarin, of course.
Well, I greet these children in common tongue. My curious look as they come closer, that they are so young, troubles me. That as I consider a journey. But anyway, the strength and force of this dwarf is certainly something that could be useful for what I had in mind. Will we continue up the road? My impression of how the trader would trade with Thrangel would be that he would come to where the elves are on the river, where I believe there should be some huts placed where most of the trade, barrel trade, etc., carries on. The idea that he would go, I'm not sure that it would be normal for him to go to Thrangel's halls, the secret halls of the elf deeper in the forest.
Mm. So you would take the rafts and go a little bit more upriver, and then more in some kind of recluse little bay where there are like huts. Yeah.
Yes. I think Thrangel has huts on the river where that type of trade is organized, and relations between the other races and merchants and dwarves and men of Dale carries on. So yes, to go there to begin with, and then in my mind I'm thinking that I would go probably alone to Thrangel's halls and speak with Irime. But I would talk about this with Holden. Yes. But is on rafts, so we're next to the river and possibly go on rafts from here, or are we taking the road a little further with the ponies?
The rafts are one day march from your actual location.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So once I've said hello to, I bring my hood over my head again and suggest that we carry on together. Get to know each other a little bit on the road. I spend most of my time close to Holden and just getting to know him and his ways.
Holden will likely shoot questions back.
Yeah. What is your journey? You mentioned to the Blue Mountains. A strange coincidence that you were going so far. Why would you go so far, Holden?
It's a habit. My feet like to take me places far, and wandering's become a habit, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So I travel between the dwarf holds. Done this trip quite a couple of times already.
Oh, very, very good. Very good. And you would feel it would be safe to take these youngsters on such a journey?
I've served as caravan guard a couple of times. I can I can keep people safe along the way. Aye.
And just to think ahead a little, just the Great Barrier of the Misty Mountains. Do you propose to go through them or over them, or to the north or to the south?
Um, shortest, most direct route will be through the high pass. Take us near Revendell. Other than that, maybe
Ah.
Moria.
The passes of the mountains would make sense. Rivendell, I've only heard tidings from other elves traveling of that secret hidden place. Elrond, I mutter. Ah, yes. No, good indeed to meet you. I will introduce...
Would Holden know about Rivendell?
Maybe of it,
It-
but I don't
of it.
know.
Of it? Yeah, that there is something called Rivendell somewhere west past the mountains. But
And
it doesn't.
he
I
passed through
don't
the
think
high pass.
he knows the location. Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He would know of it though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool.
So there is another. Yeah, there are. Well, that's the shortest way, of course, to join the East Road, the Great East Road, going to the Shire. There is the Gundabad Pass to the north, which was done during this era, at least, between the end of Smaug and later, we know. Yeah. So some people, but caravans and stuff going through Gundabad, not really the best. Huh? I mean, there is a pass. There is a pass there. But there is obviously Mount Gundabad, reputed, deadly orc compounds there. Roll me a lore, Holden. Make it +1.
Firing +1. Nice. No.
Yeah. Yeah. If the closest is to go through the high pass. Then the second option would be to take the Gundabad pass. I'm not sure. Moria is. It's a bad memory for dwarves. It's where Durin's Bane is
Right.
still. It's dwarf kings died there. The whole of the dwarf people was in exile before because of this place. It hasn't been reconquered. It was left empty even after winning the war of dwarves and orcs 200 years back. There was a 7-year war between the dwarves of all Eriador and Arnor, both of all Middle-earth. They all allied to go to war against orcs across the whole of the Misty Mountains, and that ended up in Moria because they basically wanted to genocide the orcs. Of course, it's impossible, but that ended up. So they went from Mount Gundabad, Mount Graham, all the way down to Gumling Town, and they raised as much as they could. That was 200 years ago. They ended up in Moria, trying that a few of them dwarf heroes died there, etc. So the idea to go to Moria, and it's banned. It's you're not allowed to enter Moria.
It's off limits.
It is banned. Yeah. So the third option, apart from Moria, would be to go around through Rohan. You said, Owen, please?
We're in this spring now, is that right? Or summer?
Summer.
Summer, yes. And just out of character, I think we are between The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
I
And
believe so.
The Hobbit, that
yes,
was
and
24 years ago.
yes. Yes. So at some stage Balin goes, doesn't he? He mounts an expedition to Moria.
A bit later, I think year 3000 something, or just a bit before. So in at least 30 years from now, I think.
Okay. Yes. I
So
know.
Balin is
It's just
alive.
so it's just in a mysterious dark state, Moria. So yeah, banned is a good
Yeah,
word.
it's the
Oh, that's fine.
it's retaking Erebor. What was huge. It was the heart of the kingdom for ages before Smoke took it. Before that, it was abandoned, and the heart of the kingdom was somewhere in the Withered Heath, in the Grey Mountains. Yeah. Before that, it was Erebor, and before Erebor, it was Moria. And in between, they went to the Blue Mountains because they were kicked out of Erebor. They couldn't go back to Moria. They went to the Blue Mountains. And now,
Exactly.
yeah, so this kind of and some of them as well exiled to the Iron Hills, far east, not too far from Erebor. I'd like to go there one day.
Yes. So I think overall, the decision about where we go through the mountains or around the mountains can come, but yeah, I'll introduce to Holden the idea what a chance it is that you were going in that direction. I was asking why he was going to the Blue Mountains. There was no other certain purpose you had, or this time, or
A couple of errands here and there, messages.
yes,
I'm a messenger.
indeed, and those are well kept secrets. We have only just met on this road. For me, now that I have seen you and know that you are good, I will let you know that a great lady of the elves, of my people here in the wood, would like to take her final journey to the west, close to the Blue Mountains, to the Grey Havens, and there sail away to the Western Light. It is the way of the elves that we all yearn for that. Although my people have been in these woods forever, and for me, I still feel at home here, even though darkness has come and gone and spread through it. But anyway, of this lady, it is strange, but she said to me, and it is strange because normally we would travel in retinue, great elves, and
Everyone
travel.
is on a pony. Yeah. You're on foot. The kids on ponies. Listen carefully to every word you say.
So yeah, I imagine I'm walking beside Holden's good pony and the cheerful young ones in the summer after we've
Yeah.
already had this great event. But anyway, back to my little story of the this great elf who would normally journey. These types of journeys are usually taken very seriously and come about sometimes only several hundred years between a certain elf feeling the need to pass away to the west. And normally we would accompany her or him on this journey in retinue, safely and quietly through the ways. and probably over the Great High Pass. And yes, to visit Rivendell, that secret elven home would normally be part of that journey. But it is strange that this lady, who I spoke only a night or two ago, she said that she would like to travel on this journey with mortals. And I do not wish to insult you in these words. It is with great honor that she mentioned the idea that she would like to learn of the other races of this world. And she is an ancient elf, and to be around her is to find wisdom, even as you look upon her or hear her sing. You will find some wisdom of us. So in some ways I offer you the gift of this journey, but also it will be more dangerous with her along the way, for there may be enemies that look to stop her journey. But if your axe could be by her side, by my bow, well then, maybe this journey could be successful, and we could go as two to the Blue Mountains, and us to the Grey Havens. And who knows, if we have learnt and become friends and fellows on this journey, you may like to see the passing of an elf across the great oceans. But this is all in the future, and it is just something that I would like to offer to you, that we would go together and accompany this great elf woman. And you do not have to answer now. For now, we will go to our trading post on the water, and I would say there we can deal with Baldur, the trader, and I can go to the halls of Thranduil, and you can spend a little bit of time, maybe just to consider it. Even if you would like to go on the road alone, that is up to you. But if I would offer you to stay a few nights, even just 1 or 2 nights, while I go to the lady and see if that is a possibility. But anyway, that is just an offering and an introduction to that thought that I had, Holden, and I'm sure it is probably strange to you and may not be what you had planned. So consider it, and let us spend some time together on the road. It is good to spend time with a noble dwarf. I haven't spent much time with dwarves.
I could say the same, but ye elves, I reckon it'd be good for the lad, and it'd be the first time for me to travel with an elf.
And for me to spend time with a dwarf, what a gift that would be to me as well. So yes, and the young dwarf and the young man. Well, I fear that the road is long, but once again, your axe and my bow, and if we maybe travel stealthily once we have left the trader and his goods, travel more stealthily would seem to make sense. But anyway, I'm glad that the idea could work for you. Yes.
No stranger
Yeah.
to picking up strays along the way. I don't have a problem. Though I suspect our trader friend over here is going to make a couple of stops along the way, and I believe their destination is Roscobel.
Yes, well, it is in the elvish interest that this trader is allowed to move freely through our forest. We always protect him, though sometimes he may not know it. So to take him as far as he needs to go would make sense, and to go with him. Yes, it can all work as one.
I've heard tell that The woodmen hold a pass of their own through the mountains. Maybe we can. Might be an option for our travels.
Well, we can discuss passing through the mountains. I think the high pass is our usual elvish route. But there's much that can be said about this, and my fair lady, she will be open to hearing all that you have to say.
Right. At the end of the journey, this day, you arrive at this little settlement where you see a couple of rafts attached to discrete docks mooring there near elf huts and everything. It's very discreet, just blending in with the forest. The river is quite large. I imagine it to be at least 30 to 50 yards wide. At some point, possibly narrower as the more you upriver you go. But right there, I think it's quite mighty. And yeah, the scouts are there. They found you on the way, accompanied you there, and they'll bring the wines and spices and everything that Baldur had prepared for the king's people. That will be loaded onto the rafts and paddled upriver. So at that point, you guys will part, yeah, for a moment. Is this where you are to meet? Do you plan on meeting more upriver?
Well, let's just come closer to that map.
Or are you kind of like, I don't know, I imagine at this point we're sort of like here. Like half a day further, you can find the elf path, which is magically protected. It's enchanted by the king's magic. So logically, no harm can get to those who don't leave the path. The trick is not to leave the path.
Yeah, my suggestion is that Baldur at least stay here while I go to, on one hand, go to get him his payment, unless all the payment is here. And as far as Holden goes, I do, because I would like to build his trust in what we are doing. I do offer that he could go with me to the halls of the Elven King.
Yes.
And the two young children, innocents that they are, could come.
Okay. Good. Baldur will be waiting.
Mm-hmm.
He sends his son, who is, just mesmerized at the idea to go to the inside the woodland realm. Narni is just looks a bit terrified, a bit afraid, but at the same time, yeah, excited too.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see the king of the elves. Yes, I think that's what he said. Yes, that's what he said. Baldur talks to Belgo. Look, my son, you're gonna behave, huh? You're just going to show the best of what I taught you, huh? You're gonna be a good boy? Yes, Dad. Gonna be a good boy. Yes.
Very good. And Holden,
Maybe
are you happy?
I'll find a wife. An elven wife. Yeah. Yes, sure.
Very good. And Holden, are you happy to journey and meet with? Her name is Irime.
I ain't been there before, so let's go.
Very well. Very well.
I don't
Very
reckon I'd
soon.
see another chance to see the elven halls of King Thranduil, so I'll be happy to go.
Yes. We may not see it all, but we will go there. And it is very unusual for a dwarf to go to that place.
Yeah, I
But
think
hopefully,
you delivered messages like somewhere near mountain. Holden. That wasn't like knocking at the door, delivering a package. It's you met the elves somewhere in the forest, on the slope of a mountain. That's nearby the location of the hall, but you've not stepped in. Oh no. You need to be Balin or a king, a hero. You need to be someone to enter there. Not just a messenger.
or captured.
Eventually, that's maybe the best option to go quick.
That's the old story that he would know, I imagine. But so it's a day or so further on into the woods.
Yeah.
To the doors of the. All right. So
you take the rafts.
Yes, we'll take the rafts.
You go upriver. At some point, the rafts go. The river gets narrower. The trees start to form an arch over the river. There is outbranching of the river, another stream. You take this outbranching, and suddenly you pass under a stone arch, natural stone arch, and you enter a cavern. And there are docks and underground halls and rooms, storage rooms. And on the docks, as you arrive, are a few elves, and notably one named Linda, who Elaris knows is one of the captain, the guard captain.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on various scouting missions with him, and sometimes you report to him, sometimes you report to Legolas. This time is Linda. Ancient as well, huh? An old. He sees arriving. The three rafts loaded. Straight. He looks straight at the dwarf. This elf is I don't know, possibly 1,000 years.
Oh yeah.
Long brown hair, long ornate saber, silver vambrace and greaves, silver cuirass. It looks utterly just he stands there like a column, looking at the dwarf, accosting. Who goes
Yeah.
there? I see we've got some company. Elaris, you're always full of surprises.
Yes,
Who have you
it is
brought
I.
to us?
Yes, it is I, Elaris. And I stand proudly and reveal my face. And speaking in Sindarin, I assure him that I have met this good dwarf Holden on the road, and he aided me in saving Baldur the merchant. And besides, I have business with and a mission given to me by Irime, who seeks to go to the west in the company of mortals. So by chance, I have found
Oh,
this
he's
good
startled
dwarf.
when you say that. Yeah, he's like,
Hmm.
"What? He didn't know."
Yes. So by chance, I have found this good dwarf, and because to find mortals, and I smile a little, to find mortals that would be of good reckoning for such a journey is something I did not know how to do. But chance came upon this good dwarf, and what a figure he is with his axe and his nature.
You continue to talk in Sindarin. We'll continue
Mhm.
this conversation. I just want to know what I'm to imagine of Holden at this point. Have you stepped on the docks? Are you staying on the raft? Do you intervene? Do you keep quiet?
Sooner, dwarves aren't fond of boats, so as soon as I can get off the raft, I'll get off the raft. While they're speaking, I'll be a bit respectful and just be quiet and look on and just take in the sights.
The kids are stepped on the. The kids actually are helping the unloading, and the few elves that are there as well, occupied with that task, are very amused by the children. They there is some kind of like it's both something. It's two opposite things. They're super rare, super precious for elves. Childs are a rarity. So there is some kind of like unease, but something deep as well in the nature of elves make for like an immediate connection. Like the inner child of elves isn't ever very far. So all this is happening. Meanwhile, Linda and Elaris continue in Sindarin, and Linda goes, "Mortals, to accompany Lady Irime on her last journey west. If there was something I've never heard before, it would be something of the..." He smiles and he stops smiling. He doesn't know really what to make out of it. That's Lady Irime's wish, I guess. She always was and will be a mystery. I regret her departing already. But I respect her decision.
Indeed.
And now he switched to Westron. So I was told that you are to accompany our noble Lady Irime on her last journey, dwarf. I'm impressed.
For starters, name's Holden, son of Dustin. And
He leans over you. and straighten back. I'm Linda, captain of the guard.
Well, I met Lindar, and I will be accompanying your lady friend for her journey.
Do you realize how much an honor it is? This
So I've been
is
told.
never heard before. This has never ever happened. Who do you think? I know. Who do you think you deserve such a grace and a gift? I want that to turn into a council. We introduce the council's rules of the game. He says, "Who do you think you are to deserve such an honor and a gift?" Well, I'm not sure still if I should allow you beyond this docks into the king's hall itself. Prove to me that you are worth Irime's trust. And our introduction rules. Council, do you know, guys, how they operate, how the game manages that? The council is a social encounter with a certain amount of, in this, we don't know what's happening is, it could be a positive outcome, it could be a negative outcome, depending. And it's a council. It starts with the fact that you want something out of, So if Lindar here is offering you the opportunity to be invited in the hall. So if that's what you want to do, you'll have to convince him that you're worth it. But first, you have to introduce yourself. That's the introduction phase of the council. There is one role associated to it. Depending on the way you introduce yourself, could be an O, a courtesy or a riddle role. O to impress, like a big, big description of yourself and your past and your lineage. Courtesy is, just according to the ways of the locals. And riddle is basically making it up about, just telling a lie about yourself. Once this introduction phase is passed, well, depending on the quality of success, that will determine a time limit. To the interaction phase, time limit means how many rolls can you make in order to succeed and beat the resistance of the meeting. The resistance depends on what kind of query, request, demand you have. It can be a resistance 3, so you need 3 successes. Resistance 6, 9. And during the interaction, you gotta roll and hearten, insight, persuade, riddle, song, or anything else that really makes sense if narratively you manage to make sense of it. It could be a battle role where you recall, you demonstrate your battle skills, or an athletic role when you make acrobatics for them. I don't know. But usually it's enhearten, insight, persuade, riddle, song, courtesy. And if you beat the resistance, well, it's a success. If you make 0 success, it's a failure with woe, they call it. And if you don't make enough success, it's just a regular failure. So if Holden wants to get in, he'll have to go through that.
Well, sorry. Could I say something?
Go ahead.
I just want to know if he wants to do it or not. Or if he prefers to sleep on a raft.
No, definitely not sleeping on the raft.
Yeah.
There will be a few modifiers, yeah? To the interaction rules.
Yeah.
Depending on 5 things. But, so, Holden. What do you want to do?
I would like to maybe introduce myself courteously.
I'd like to know something before. What's that? What does that do to Holden, knowing that he's been chosen, given trust by one of those elves, Elaris? What's that? What's immortality? What's accompanying someone? What's going to Aman, Valinor? Even those places, I'm not sure dwarves are. They know about Aule, yeah? They call it something else. The king of craft, matter, the king, the god. You've been sent to actually retrieve the Orb of Aule, yeah?
For Holden, he doesn't quite know what to make of it just yet. His attitude is more of a wait and see. He doesn't quite understand the significance of it. It hasn't impacted him quite
Good.
fully.
Mm-hmm.
But we have had some time on the rafts and on the road already, just talking about it a little.
Yeah. So most of what he knows is basically what he's been told about it.
So is he looking to look good and impress and look trustworthy, or what's the play here? Do you want to take the council, or do you want to? Okay.
Take the council, and his play would be to, given that he's interacted with a lot of different cultures here and there, he's found that the way of courtesy has been the best key to unlock most doors.
Okay. So introduce yourself and roll after.
Okay.
You will roll
Names.
a courtesy, and it's on you. There's no support, or it's just a raw courtesy roll. But so Linda goes, yeah. Make me trust you, dwarf. Who are you?
For starters, name's Holden, son of Dustin and Sharon, of the clan Magran. I understand your need for security, and the relations between our peoples haven't been the best for the longest time. I'm hoping that maybe in due time things will change, given that we're neighbors and all. As a sign of respect, I lay me axe at your feet.
Try to focus on the introduction part, because you're already burning elements that you could use for the interaction part.
That's right. Me travels have taken me as far east to the Iron Hills, and as far west to the Blue Mountains. But I cannot yet say that I have been or visited the halls of the great halls of the Elven King Thranduil, of which I hear share some common ground with us dwarves, given that part of the hills are underground.
Oh,
Part of
this
the
is
halls
true.
are underground.
We share that, at least. Roll your courtesy.
And it was one of my favorite
Remember,
skills.
you can use hope. Yeah.
Oh crap.
7. 1 point of hope wouldn't make any difference there.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
And Linda goes, I hear we share underground halls and somehow part of our lifestyles have something in common. But I'm afraid that's as far as it goes. Now, time limits will be 3. That means you have 3 chances to collect 6 successes. The resistance is 6. Would you had you succeeded at your introduction roll, you'd have a time limit of 4 plus 1 per extra success. So you can go as far as 6. Well, even more, because you can, yeah. So now you have 3 rolls to do against a resistance of 6. He's unfriendly to dwarfs, so it's -1 die. You saved Baldur, their precious, wine provider. So +1 die.
Mhm.
And you came with Elaris, and you have Elaris support. Elaris, you'll be able as well to join, the conversation. We'll open it up a bit. I'm trying myself to see how much we can make the council use the structure, but sort of like surf it a bit.
Mhm.
Just don't go like blah blah blah. But it's a bit acrobatic to go between the rules and make it organic as well. So all in all, it's plus to either roll with a social skill and hearten, insight, persuade, riddle, song, courtesy if you decide again to sort of like go their way, please them, make compliments. Make compliments as well can be a riddle, or persuade, or and hearten. Depends the way you want. You want to sort of what do you want to go for? Holden, persuade 0 and hearten 1. 2.
Yeah.
Song 1.
I think I'll play to my favorite skills, and just keep going with the courtesy.
Hey, it didn't show as I did.
It did. It rolled two
it did.
2d12s.
Yeah. Wasn't a happy roll. Yeah.
No, it was
Okay.
not good. Dice aren't
Not
favoring
good.
me today.
Well, the T is quite high, huh?
Yeah,
16.
it is. I have to work on those stats. I understand.
I just a note on the play for you both players. This is an updated rule for councils. Normally, you would have 6 chances and more if you succeed your introduction roll. The updated rule is 3 if you fail, 4 plus if you succeed. Meaning there is more value to improving the social skills because you start crap. You start really like, ooh, that's just why it feels very hard, because it's I think that's supposed to make progression meaningful. All right. Courtesy, yeah.
I'll spend a bit of hope. And
you're proud. Will that play?
Later.
Later. Okay. You always as well have folklore. So you could be versed into if you go the road of the elves. If you go this road, there's a way you can use your hope and boost it with your folklore if you decide to go that way as well. I'm just saying.
I see. I think I'll go with the route of courtesy, and then later on maybe talk about try to impress.
Cool.
So, I understand that it is customary and necessary for security of your peoples. So I will do this voluntarily. I leave my weapons, my axe, and my short spear at your feet for the duration of my stay. I am not here to seek trouble, but only to see to matters that have arisen that require my presence.
Roll courtesy with a point of hope and a
And
plus one. And a plus one.
Okay, that's better. Oh yeah, Gandalf
That's
room.
pretty, freaking cool. Okay, that's 3 successes. That's your one roll out of your 3 chances, and you're halfway through.
Nice.
Very good. He gesture one of his elves to companion to take hold of your weaponry, and they look very curious and impressed by the make and the way those things are wrought and put together. They appreciate good craftsmanship. And Linda goes, we appreciate your transparency, your innocence, and I reckon that is a good start. I am still not sure of your true intentions.
I see. Let me tell you a little bit about myself and the family that I come from, Clan Macaron.
Please. Let me tell you, I have all the time in the world. I'm here to listen.
We
You
are.
can spend the night here if you need to. Or
Wouldn't
maybe
mind
the
doing
next
that.
100 years if you prefer. Or maybe the next 1,000 years.
Aye, if I live that long, maybe, but don't reckon I have enough same amount of time as you. Me family, me clan, Clan Macaron. Wow, we're known to be craftsmen and skill and craft with metals in particular. You seen me weapons, you see me armor. These were made by my sister. I'm a craftsman.
They hold them at the light of the torches. Look at the sigil, the shape, the sharpness. Perfect. They're very impressed. At least the two elves who are holding those weapons. Lindar keeps his eyes on you.
I'm a craftsman myself. So probably not as good as my sister. I'd be happy to share some knowledge of crafting if that is necessary.
Okay, so you want to roll a craft now, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Tricky. Cool. Yeah.
So this is a +1 again, right?
Yeah. Yeah. -1 for being a dwarf, +1 and +1 for Balgor's rescue and Elaris support.
Okay.
Elaris, you can intervene at any point as well. Huh? possibly giving more support. But just the fact that you're here, you already pledged your case for him. I think that's, if you want to add flavor at any time, of course, we're playing. Just like I said, we're trying to find the right balance between game mechanics, which makes social encounters, matter in terms of skills. Balance between that and some form of fluid role-playing, yeah?
Yeah.
So no more points of hope?
No, I'm not going to spend hope on this one, but I will shoot the roll playing to my strengths. Almost a Gandalf die. Almost. Dang
I
it.
can see. As you said, you're not as good as your sister. She wrote this. Yeah. She made that weaponry.
She did.
And what about you? What's your trade?
I'm a messenger and protector of travelers. I move between Dwarfhold to Dwarfhold, and I've gone as far east as the Iron Hills.
That could go for a travel role,
A travel roll, yeah.
Try to persuade him, show him how well traveled you are, and roll travel.
Yep. This is so far my strongest skill. Far east is the Iron Hills and a little past that. And I've gone as far west as the Blue Mountains. And as far south as Rohan, though only to see what was there. I'm familiar with what's in between. And this isn't my first time traveling. I've delivered messages to this area, though never have I seen the wondrous halls of the Elven King. And so I would like very much to add that to the things that I've seen along the length and breadth of Middle-earth.
Solid. I like it. Give yourself an extra die bonus. So that's a +2.
All right.
Because I think you stated your case quite, clearly. Come on. Yeah, that's 2 successes. That was your third chance.
Yeah.
You haven't managed. That's 3 +
Close.
2, 5 out of 3 chances. So you made 3 rolls. You were very close. Your second roll. Where was it? It's always the feed die. 3 and 2.
Yeah.
Bloody feed die. Well, I'm afraid, Holden. First time he addresses you by your name. I'm gonna keep hold of your weaponry for the night. And for as many nights as Lady Irime needs to get herself ready. We'll bring you food and good food. And good drink. Don't worry about it. But I'm afraid King Thranduil will not allow you past this point. So this little corner there will have to do.
Aye, it's your kingdom and your rules.
Thank you, Elaris.
You dishonor me, Lindar. For many years I have patrolled the outskirts of these forests for our people, And I know that the security of this land is foremost in your mind as it is in mine. But on this one occasion when I have brought a guest to our door for a purpose of the great lady Irime, you have dishonored me. And he will
Do
not
you want to
stand
take
or
this to the king? They talk in Sindarin. Do you want to take this to the king yourself? Maybe.
We switched to Sindarin.
Yeah.
I stay in Westron because
Oh, yeah.
my guest is here.
The insult.
I will not take this to the king if your purpose is to dishonor me again in that matter. This dwarf who I have brought as guest with the honor of my family, my father, my mother, and those before them. He will not
Elaris,
stand. He will not stand as thrall at our door. I will take him back to the huts by the river, and I will speak with Irime. I will return and speak with Irime in that way.
and do as you please. All I did was my duty.
I congratulate you on
Sir
your
Holden
guardianship.
there has not convinced me. Somehow, dwarven minds are hard to see through. And I'm telling you, this one has a secret. He's going to the west for another reason he hasn't spoke of. And I'm not sure you know yourself who you're traveling with. Yet.
I respect your wisdom, Lindar, and I see your point in this. I should not entrust myself fully to someone I have met on the road only now. But in that moment, when we fought together, I made my decision. I understand where you stand as well, Lindar, but he will not stand at our door as a thrall. We will go now. I will return tomorrow and proceed in that way. And so we will part from the gate, if Holden is happy to come.
Aye, back to the hut. All right.
Back onto these rafts, I'm afraid. It is a secret kingdom and well guarded, as I know, and perhaps I have done too much to bring you here. I'm sorry for this situation.
It's a
Good
step
night.
in the. It's a step in the direction of healing the rift between our two peoples. We shouldn't give up.
Well said, well said, well said.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed. And
What do you okay, very good. You know that you are to meet with Irime at some point soon. How do you intend on organizing that before you leave again, to come back again?
word can be passed that I will return tomorrow, and that
Meet somewhere down the path on the other side, further down, past the when there are the main gates. Cross the bridge. The elf path goes from there. So somewhere down the path of the elf path.
My purpose is to return myself tomorrow and discuss it quickly. But the message I would send now is that she can make ready for journey.
Good.
I have found a mortal, or two, or three, and I smile at the young children. And,
and they
and
return the weaponry. The kids are given fruits. You are all given food and sustenance and rations, provisions for the night, so you can return there and have a proper feast in the woods. I will pass the Linda. Yeah, nods. You know that he will pass your message to Irime. She'll make ready for when you come back the next day. Yeah.
And so we
Cool.
departed on the rafts, and I congratulate Holden on his courtesy, and I realize
for
I
a proud
realize you do-
dwarf, he went ready.
When we spoke earlier on the road, you did. It was obvious that you do have a secret for your journey, and as far as I am concerned, it is your secret to hold until you wish to tell it. As you can see, I am a young elf in these halls, and may have acted beyond what I should have. I was excited to bring you here and let Irime meet you, but perhaps it would have been more wise to have left you by the river for the night. And I'm sorry if you are embarrassed.
Narni goes, does that mean that we're not going? We're not going? Holden, are we going? With the queen of the elves?
Not the queen, lad, but one of the high ladies. We're still going, as far as I can tell. We're just not. We're just denied entry to King Thranduil's halls for now, at least.
Well, I think I've never seen an elf in Erebor itself.
Aye, and if they came knocking at our doors, we'd probably treat them the same.
Yeah, I was never told anything good of the of the elves. I mean, this tall fella here is the nicest I've ever seen.
There's a rift between dwarves and elves that is regrettable, to say the least.
You guys are on the rafts, yeah? Going back.
Mm-hmm.
It's late evening.
A lot of distrust. And it's us. If you want to be a traveler, you'll have to learn how to be courteous.
But why is there that much hatred is there?
You'll have to learn it. Not hatred, more just distrust. We'll have to go visit Navi's library. Learn a little bit more about the relations between our peoples.
Indeed.
Something happened long ago.
There are very old wounds between elves and dwarves, children. But there are many great deeds that we have done together, and many wise elves have trusted dwarves, and dwarves have trusted elves over the ages. And this journey...
I don't remember the exact story. I don't remember. Something happened in Doriath in the first stage in Beleriand. The elves ordered a crown to be made
with a Silmaril.
Yeah, and the dwarf messed up. They came and there was some murdering there.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was the start of it. Yes,
they took the crown and the money or something like that. I'll look it up exactly. It's in my notes, but I don't want to confuse everyone and just be on the So just to say that there was something serious the dwarf did, but as well they come after and they were They were newcomers. They didn't show up first. Of course, the elves, And there's nothing like that between elves and humans, or humans and dwarves. It's just between those two races.
Yes, as I was saying to the children, there are many old wounds between the dwarves and elves that go back to the ages. The sacking of Nargothrond, many incidents, but this journey that we may take together, we will have many times by the fire to talk of those things and look to the future as well, and to the many wonderful things and gifts that dwarves and elves have given each other and worked together. Yes, yeah. There is much to learn, much to do. Yeah.
Cool. So you spend the night. You're back. Baldur is kind of surprised. I was expecting to spend the night with those three elves at the docks and near the huts. Near the docks at the huts. I guess that's gonna be it. The next day, so in the morning, you head back, Elaris. You meet with Irime.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want to meet her? She's ready. I mean, there will be some kind of parting ceremony at the main gate. But do you want to see her before that?
Yes, I would like to just tell her of what I have found.
Yes.
And of course, I will need to see my family before we leave.
Yes. So who do you go see first?
Yes, I will go straight to Irime if she is available. So if I left in the morning, I would arrive in the middle of the day or at the end of the day again.
I think you're in the forest. Late morning.
Late morning, perfect. Yes, I would go to Irime and see how she is.
She is wearing a tunic, trousers, still her circlet, traveling gear, very fitted, nicely fitted. A long curved sword, and she's smiling at her bow, which she's bending the wood. It seems that she has not used her bow for a while, and she goes like bending, and it snaps. The bow breaks.
Really?
She goes, "Oh, snap!" Better not to read an omen in every little nitty-gritty detail of a 4,000 years life. I guess I gotta let go of this one. You're gonna have to pick another bow. I'm bringing a bow. There's no way around that. Bring a bow. Maybe not this one. Any tidings? Any news? Welcome back. I heard certain Mr. Holden is going to accompany us. I trust your judgment.
Indeed. Yes, I met him on the road, a noble dwarf to my eye. and certainly a strong axe-wielding mortal for this strange mission that you entrusted to me to find mortals. And 2 children accompany him, one dwarvish, one man, but the one child of the trader. Of course, the trader Baldor. It seems we could accompany him as far as the post there.
Woodman lands, yeah.
Yes. And
That's
Rose-
wonderful. Belgo,
So-
Belgo and Narni.
Yes,
You've done.
So,
Amazing. I'm so pleased. I don't know what to
Yes.
say. We're going to travel with children. Such a gift.
that's right. Like I was telling them on the raft last night, by the fire, they will learn so much from you and on this journey of elves and dwarves and how our future could maybe be more trusting. I was hoping to bring them here to see you, but I was stopped at the gates, and I've considered it, and I was unwise probably to bring them here.
You know that this age has not ended yet. Many things are to happen in middle age in the years to come.
Indeed.
Thornduil is a harsh but truthful and intelligent, ancient and wise king. He knows what he is doing.
Mm.
Secrets travel many ways, not only through mouth and ears, but through dreams and visions, nightmares. Things can visit us in the night, steal from us those secrets. It is for the better. I will soon anyway meet that proud Holden.
Mm.
Don't worry.
Yes.
And don't be... I mean, Lindar is just doing his duty.
As I have done my duty, protecting this sanctuary. So I understand what he is doing.
Yes.
And it was the first time I have brought a guest here, and it is very unusual for anyone to bring guests. To do it alone as a young elf as I am was unwise, but just my excitement of finding a strong axe to walk by your side.
Let it go. This was just a beautiful first step into many more to come. The races
Indeed.
need to unite.
Your words calm me, Irime. It will be a pleasure. The journey will be a pleasure to have you. Well,
I
I
hope
must see my family. Ready yourself. Yes, choose a strong bow for.
Oh yes.
I would not.
This
I would
one was
not
only 600 years old. I thought, well, is it only already 600 years? I haven't hunted. Oh dear. And she goes in, to see the bowman, the bow maker. See you at the bridge tomorrow morning.
We'll be ready tomorrow morning. Very well. Such haste, but do what you need to and take your time.
We have the lamp. Have we?
We do.
Mhm. Very good. Or we will need it.
Indeed.
And off she goes. Where do you want to
Good.
see with your sister?
Yes, just to spend the rest of the day with them and make sure they are.
You want to roleplay it, or do you want to third person it? So we take a break and don't make Rocco wait too long at 6 in the morning.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy just to let it be a day with the family,
Yeah.
as long as they, and just just a long goodbye over some food and some song, and then to the bridge
Yeah,
in
I
the morning.
think you receive possibly a nice cloak from your mother, you know, a nice dagger from your father, just to put a stamp on those items. They're nothing out of the ordinary, I mean, compared to whatever gear you had, but they have this stamp, yeah. They're family items. So the dagger came from your handed from your father, the cloak from your mother, and your sister. She'll just spend the evening. She'll just try to. She knows you'll be back after tomorrow. She'll just have a bit of music and light wine with you. You know, trying to entertain you, just as if you were just heading for your next scouting sortie, and sort of like trying to avoid serious matters and topics, and just enjoying the moment. Whereas your mother, she'll be a bit more like forlorn looking, and sort of trying to dig into your eyes to see in your future, you know, but she will keep quiet somehow. Send messages if anything arrives out of the ordinary. Don't find yourself stuck in any place. Keep going. Fulfill the mission and come back.
Thank you. Can I be provided with any healing herbs and way bread, lembas, the Elvish way bread?
Yeah, provisions up to there. I think you can have limbas. It's not decaying. It's not going anywhere. So yeah, you have provisions. Not until not for like 3 months, but don't know, the next 2 weeks, because it takes. You need very little. You need a bite and 2 bites, and you're fed for the day.
Just to be used when I don't have food from the hunting and so on.
Yeah, you have that. And
I
what
think
else
there's
you
some
wanted?
healing herbs.
Healing herbs.
Yeah, I think-
if you want them to have an impact on gameplay and improve your healing, that will be that would normally be coming as a useful item, but a useful item you keep for as long as you want, whereas here it's would come on top. So let's say that for one use you have let's make it a +2 healing, like a really strong mixture of dried herbs that you would have to prepare in a poultice of sort, and that would give you a +2 bonus die into your healing.
Yeah, I think there are some mentioned here in the rules, but yeah, by name I think, but I'll find those later. But +2 healing once. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
In the morning, well, we'll take a little break, and we'll see them parting on the bridge. We'll take 5 minutes, and what will happen with Holden? You're meeting back again at down river, or a little bit further down the elf path already? The elf path is kind of secured for like couple of hours away from the hall, King's Hall. Where do you guys want to meet?
I would probably be more amenable to meet down the path than ride the rafts again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the three scouts will guide the 6 ponies, 2 children, Baldur and Holden will guide them. A couple leagues, just a couple miles, somewhere down the elf path, on the way to Elaris and Irime, as they'll make their way down from the King's Hall. But there will be a short scene of them parting on the bridge. Well, we're at the front of the King's Hall gates. Those massive gates anchored inside, right inside this the crest of the mountain, with this lovely, elegant ridge jutting over the forest river. There is an assembly there of some of the nobles, closed ones. Irime is in her traveling gear, and the king is there. And without going into too much details, I just wanted to have a look at this moment where the two of you, Irime and Elaris, are standing in front of this group of tall elves, noble. And the ladies are dressed in very colorful robes and gowns, orange, reds, yellows. But the king is with a crown of flower, his long blonde hair, green eyes. He has a wooden staff, oak, a crown of woodland flowers, a green cape, and a leather corselet engraved with many runes and cirth. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. It's the name for runes. He has naked cirth. Kirth. And his naked arms with armbands of silver and gold. And there's a moment of silence. Very little is said. And the king looks at Elaris. And you feel much, power coming from him. As if he was casting something on you. For a moment, you feel that, nothing could stop you from protecting this jewel of a lady. And with this vibration echoing inside you, like really there's this buzz going through your spine, your fingertips. There is this parting. That group will stay in the middle of the bridge. The two of you will head down the elf path. And soon you'll enter another part of the forest. As you reconvene with the others, the 6 ponies, Belgo, Arnie, Baldor, and Holden. Holden, you see arriving. You see those 2 silhouettes. It's still a forest. You know, it's not yet dark and haunted and foreboding. There's this golden light coming from this arch of, under which they're walking like in a tunnel, arriving, closing in on you. And I don't know what you were expecting, but you see a beautiful young. She would be like looking like in her like a mature 40, but not older than that. And she's in traveling gear, pants and traveling boots and curved saber, a long bow, a short bow, not as short as a riding bow, but and a cape and a hood, long hairs going out of the hood, a circlet on her forehead, and she arrives and she bows. She bows before you. Well met, Holden.
I'll drop down to a knee and place my axe in front and say, well met. It is an honor. And it is not, I know that this is maybe the first time a dwarf has accompanied one of the fair folk on such a journey. The honor is mine.
Indeed, maybe the first time. I didn't know I was going to be an innovator. The idea was mine. We have much to discuss. I want to know all there is to know about your people and your ways before I depart for good to yet another world. And I wish also to share everything I have learned so far through those years. And I hope that you're going to make the best of it and share that knowledge to the other folks. Greetings to you all, children. The kids are like in love, totally enthralled by the supernatural beauty, the aura of peace and everlasting, youthfulness, youth, everlasting youth of this lady, who really embodies femininity, endurance, perseverance, calm, harmony, all the qualities you could expect from someone who has lived for so long. Although, no need to roll there, but there is something more to it. She's alone. She looks so lonely. There are things, you've known her for a while, Elaris, but her story is a long one. And surely, there are things you don't know about her. Baldur bows as well. Lady, machin, he's everyone is just feeling just so her being there with this company makes everyone just on a, like it's gonna be the road trip of their life. Like there is this faith, this trust in the mission. The journey starts on a really like high note of confidence and just wherever, to the end of the world, That's where you're going. You're going to the end of the world. Because nothing is beyond that western coast. Well, the earth
I will
is
tap,
round now, but say again?
Sorry, I will tap Narni's shoulder and just say, "Never forget your courtesy, lad, especially in the face of other races and cultures." I have a bow.
How? Which one? He goes, this one? This one?
Like what I did.
Oh, sure.
Like what I did.
All right. And he kneels. She smiles at him. Rise. Rise, child. I'm proud to be at your side. I'm honored myself. Don't be scared. We're gonna tell stories. We're gonna sing songs. Everything is gonna be all right. And you depart.